Okay. So definitely one subject we got to talk about is crime and policing. So we're here on Pack Ave, which is the main drag in Parkland, which is the part of the district where I live. District 6 is Parkland, Lakewood, Steilacoom, DuPont, and it also encompasses all of JBLM. So right here, there's the Popeyes. So right across the street from the Popeyes, right around here, about a week ago, or maybe it was just 6 days ago, there was a drive-by shooting, a gang thing. And it seems like I'm getting alerts about crimes and shootings just every few days now, which is very depressing. So I could tell a brief story. So I went on a ride-along. I went on several ride-alongs, especially some nighttime ones like Friday night, Saturday night, because I just really wanted to get a sense of what it was like at the street level, you know, to kind of experience it from the cops' perspective. And everyone I went with, these are really great people that just, they want to make the community a safer place. They want to make it better for all of us. So anyway, my first nighttime ride along, there's a drive-by shooting near a community center. And we get there, and the two gang members were in the front of the car. One of them got a bullet in the leg, I think. And it turns out there were 3 teenagers in the back, 2 boys and a girl. I think the boys were both 14 and the girl was 13. And the 2 senior gang members that were in the front seat, the car was stolen, were both 16. So I think it was a Bloods Crips thing. Those gangs are still pretty active around here. And after they got taken off in the ambulance, nobody died. One of the 14-year-olds, he already had an armed robbery charge. So the police officer I was with arrested him. And he told me later it was the second time he'd arrested him. And so he was trying to give the kid the talk, you know, like, hey, you can't keep going like this. Your life's headed nowhere. If you keep this up, you really need to turn things around. But the talk wasn't really sinking in because the kid was totally strung out on fentanyl. And so was the other boy. He was on fentanyl too. So that's kind of like, that's the reality we're living in, you know? That's like, that's crazy. That shouldn't be the way it is at all. And so when it comes to crime and policing, what we have police doing right now is treating the symptoms. Crime is the symptom. And the disease really is just a lack of opportunity, a lack of hope, just lots and lots of people feeling that they have no better options. And that's just, it's sad. So don't get me wrong, when someone commits a crime, they have to pay for it. Crime is a crime and people need to be punished for it. Absolutely. However, when someone is arrested or they have some kind of encounter with law enforcement, especially if it's a minor, which a lot of the crimes, especially car theft, are being committed by minors. It shouldn't be so much a punishment as it should be an act of service. An encounter with police should be an act of service, and it should be the start of someone getting their life back on track. You know, it's because it's so much easier to keep someone on the right path, to get them on the right path and keep them there, than it is to constantly be arresting them and having them become a part of our frankly broken criminal justice system, you know? And like I said before, there's an article in October about how our kids are bored, lonely, and depressed. And when you combine it like these kids, you take some kids, especially lower income kids that are bored and they're depressed, and then their older brother, let's say, is in a gang, and they come from broken homes. They have no role models, because everyone makes mistakes. You know, all of us make mistakes. I've made mistakes. Some of us have made big mistakes. But the difference between us and some of these unlucky kids is that if we're lucky, we have people that care about us. That when we make a mistake, they're there to turn us around and get us back on the right path, and hopefully just make it a lesson we learn, you know? But a lot of these kids that come from broken homes, that come from poverty, they don't have that, you know? It's really unfortunate. They don't have anyone to turn them around, so they keep going down this path. Because whenever the police arrest someone, and this was the case here, whenever they arrest someone for a serious crime, it's never their first time. The police know all these people. Before someone did an armed robbery, maybe it was a car theft. And before they did a car theft, maybe it was petty theft. You know, it always works backward, and it escalates. It works backward and it escalates. And eventually, if you work backwards far enough, what you get to are the bad choices that we've all made. Woo, if it's 4th of July. Eventually what you get back to is bad choices, you know? And these kids, like I said, they're not like us, unfortunately. If they come from poverty, or if they come from broken